Hello everyone, it's Tech Mood here, and today I'm going to show you how you can create background blur using tracking so that you can create a nice little background of your videos. So let's go ahead and start this entire process. So I'm in the Fusion page. I'll just get rid of everything. Just did right now, just delete everything so you can see where we're at. So we have a little clip, but there's no background and I'm moving a bit. So we're going to track ourselves. So next, let's go to the edit page, and I really want to trim this down. I don't want this to be too long. So I'll just clip this edge and delete this section. So this is just our short clip right here. Just a few seconds, nothing more. All right, so let's head over to the Fusion page. So we'll just click on Fusion, and now we're back on the Fusion page. So ideally, if you are standing still and not moving at all, if you want to blur out the background, all you need to do is click your media in node. And then with our media in node selected, I'll just go maybe to frame 24, which is the mid frame. I'll click this blur node, and I'll just drag this slider to blur out the background. And next, what I'll do is to draw a little mask. So if I go over here and click on the polygon and drag the polygon as a mask input, I can just draw out a nice little shape like that around myself real quick, something very, very rough, not perfect like that. Not really thinking about this, and we have this polygon mask surrounding me. So what I need to do now is to say invert, and we can soften this edge just a little bit like that, and we can refine these edges like so. Now if you want something like this and you're fine with this, that's it, you're done with the tutorial and you can move. So basically, if I play this now, we can actually see that we have background blur. In fact, if I click away from here, you can see we have video with a nice little background, and that's good. But in situations where you're doing a tutorial and you're moving, what's going to be happening is you actually see your head moving out of focus, and we don't want that. So in order to fix that, let's look at a second method using the tracker, which is actually the best option. So here, I'll just click away and get rid of these. I think I'll still use the blur, so I'll just keep these by the side, and I may use the polygon, but I'll just leave the blur node at the side. So the first thing we want to do is to add a planar tracker. Basically, we're going to create a shape or a mask, and then we're going to follow that mask. That mask is going to follow wherever we're moving. So I'll do Shift Spacebar and search for PLA. Once you start typing planar, you'll see planar tracker, hit add. So now we have a planar tracker in between our media in node and our media out node. So with the planar tracker selected, we can move over to frame 20, which is in between, and we'll set that reference point. So the next thing we want to do is to set the tracker type to hybrid point and area. And next, we need to draw a shape or a mask around what we want to track. So I want to track myself. So I'll just quickly hit Control and use the middle mouse button to just draw a nice shape like that around the head. I'm leaving these little gaps, just nothing too perfect like that, like so. And here I can just draw just one quick one. That's not good. Undo that. Here, then here. I'll draw another one here, back here. You can see I'm not really thinking too hard about this. So I'm just going to click here, here, and here. Almost done here, and then back here. So we've actually have our information here. We've created the shape around the subject we want to track. So what we're going to do next is to go over here, right here, and what we're going to do is to track to end. So if I click on this, this is going to create tracking points to track and create keyframes for each point. It's actually tracking to the end of our track point. Now remember, our reference point is frame 20. Once it's done tracking to the right side, what we're going to do is to take our reference point back. So let's go to the timeline, set this back to frame 20. And for the tracking, I'm going to click track to start. Basically, it's going to track left this time around. So we're going to have a nice information that has keyframe points of ourselves. So now that we've done that, give it a few seconds. And once you do this correctly, you'll see some white lines around. So now that we have that, let's create a planar transform. This is just going to give us keyframe data of this information. Now that we have that, let's hold shift and click away. So we're not done yet. Let's click on our media in and let's click on our blur node. So now that we have our blur node, we can create a spline, polygon or spline, doesn't really matter. Since I use polygon, I'll use polygon now, and I'll drag that polygon into our blur input. So with the polygon on the blur input, what I'm going to do is to quickly draw out the shape again. Sorry, that's a lot of polygon drawing, but let's just draw out that shape again real quick. We've done it before, and we'll just click on that. Now the secret to using the polygon tool, this is similar to the pen tool if you've used Photoshop, is to use as few points as possible. You can use very few points to capture a large area. Now polygon is very good for, you know, square shaped stuff, not organic stuff. B-spline would have been better, but I just want to make this super simple, and there you have it. All right, so now that we have this, let's go ahead and drag our blur size. It's going to blur everything, right? We can see what it's doing there, right? So it's actually blurring us. We don't want to blur us. We want to blur the background. So let's invert this. So let's invert. Now we actually have blurred out the background, and let's drag this soft edge just a little bit. And now to use that tracking information, we're going to place this planar tracker in between the polygon and the blur 2 node. So here, I'm just going to hold shift and place this here. Let's see what we have here. We can even select these two and drag them to the bottom like that. It's not really a problem. We just want to see what we have here. All right. So we have our polygon shape. We have our tracker with tracking points. Now we have our blur that's blurring our background. So if we go ahead and play this now, it's going to take a few seconds to load into memory. And this is a much more accurate way of doing this, especially when you are moving, right? So if you notice any points where you're actually blurring out maybe your fingers or the edge of the cap and you don't want that effect, all you can now do is to go back to this polygon node here, not the tracker, the polygon, and we can say, hey, you know what, at this point where we are in this position, we want to basically move this point slightly up a bit so it doesn't blur out our cheeks, maybe it doesn't blur out the hat. And there you have it, like that. So if you play that, it's going to re-render the clip, and now that's how you can create a nice background blur that doesn't just blur the background, but it tracks you when you're moving, such that you have something accurate. And the cool thing is you can do the same thing with a color. You can track an object and change the color of the object, right? Using maybe a color corrector node, whatever, you can actually do that same thing. We can track a color or a box or something that's moving. We can now create those tracking points using the planar tracker and change its color or change its brightness as it's moving. So, all right, so that's how you can create your background blur, fully customizable. You can go back to your blur, bump it up a bit so you can have nice bokeh effect, just like you're using an expensive DSLR camera or very powerful iPhone. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.